Hey guys, it's Carrie and Zach here from the Coffee N KOs Crew. And Zach, I got a question for you. You ever wake up on a Sunday morning and think, man, I'll cook the family some breakfast this morning?
Yeah, time or two.
Have you ever noticed how you throw the sausage links up on the griddle to one side, you throw the eggs up on the griddle to the other side? You never cook them touching.
No, you don't ever want them to touch. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree, man. And it got me to thinking, why do we do that with our underwear?
I have no idea. That's a really good question.
Yeah, I think it is too. But let me tell you, fellas, Sheath has solved that problem. They have come out with men's underwear with not one, but two pockets to keep your eggs and sausage separated.
Thank goodness. This has been a problem for way too long. I can't believe it took, I'm 26 years old, 26 years at least, to come up with something so intelligent. The material is great. Everything about Sheath underwear is amazing. And what's even better, we have a promo code. Promo code Coffee N KOs. If you use the promo code Coffee, the letter N, KOs, at checkout, you get 20% off your entire order. It's a hell of a deal. And let me tell you, the underwear are well worth it. So make sure you go to sheathunderwear.com. Promo code Coffee N KOs. Make sure you separate the sausage and the eggs. And make sure you sheath your dagger. Sheathunderwear.com. Coffee and KOs promo. 20% off. Go get yourself the most comfortable underwear in the world. And don't forget to sheath your dagger. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Coffee and KOs podcast, fresh off UFC 260, Ngannou, Stipe 2, and it's flowing from this card, specifically from Bunny. So I'm going to give you the floor for a couple minutes, and you can speak on your issues currently.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed to say in the least. From every fucking fighter this evening, I am happy from Francis. That's crazy, but
Francis Ngannou.
Did he look like he was defending anything to you guys at all? His face, his belt. Did it look like he was doing any sort of defense or offense? I can't even believe that fight. Look, I'm red in the face talking about it. That was like the most miserable thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Listen. First, for me, I don't know why Stipe thought it was okay to come in at, he was probably honestly 50 pounds lighter, at least.
He was 30 pounds lighter than Ngannou.
At weigh-ins, that's what they weighed in at. Francis is probably 280 pounds, just a ridiculous human being. And that's where, Stipe obviously had technically would have had the wrestling advantage, but it is very difficult to take a guy down that is 50 pounds at least heavier than you. And all Francis did to stuff that takedown was throw his legs back and lay on him. And that was it. I mean, listen, Francis looked great. He was patient. And if he fights like that moving forward, it's going to be really tough for a lot of people to beat him because his power is crazy. I mean, the shot that put Stipe out was a short little shot. I mean, but the power is just ridiculous, right on the chin. I think everyone has known that Francis he is like a Mike Tyson-esque presence, like someone that can literally end the fight at any time. You could pay $70 for a pay-per-view and it might last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'd be honest with you, if he fights like that moving forward, you're going to be hard-pressed to find someone to beat him for a while. Even John Jones.
It's going to be a good one, though.
It's going to be tough.
To come out of that fight is the John Jones and Ngannou.
We had a revelation from Francis Ngannou tonight. He stuffed the takedown, and then he took the back of Stipe Miocic. Are you kidding me? That is like a completely different Francis Ngannou that we've never seen ever. We've never seen him that poised on the ground, that confident and relaxed. So when he was striking, he was landing, and then he took over the fight in the second round. I thought it was going to be a much more competitive second round than it was, and Francis just came out and completely ended him. So, I hate to see Stipe like that, but it was, Francis is powerful.
I think that the corner work from Stipe was shit. They told him that he needs to step on the gas and start going, balls to the wall.
We need you to be a little bit more explosive, buddy. He was like, "Okay, you mean like this?"
And then he thought he had Francis hurt, and that's what ultimately got him knocked out. He landed one shot on Francis, and that was it. I mean, to me, he would have been better off keeping the distance and trying to get it to the 4th and 5th rounds, and he went balls to the wall round 2, and you just cannot do that against Francis, man. He's way too powerful.
Him out a little bit, like play, hold back a little bit. But then when round 2 it was like, who are we watching right now? It's not the former champ. That's for fucking sure. He's not anyone holding the belt.
Second round.
He fought like an amateur. I'm still like gonna cry over it. He fought so poorly. I mean, Ngannou's a scary guy to go against, but it's steep. He's been through. He's had a lot of tough competitors, and it sucks that he went out like that.
Well,
like
in round one, he looked pretty decent as far as wearing shots. I mean, he wore a pretty big shot in round 1, but then round 2, just no answer. And the ground and pound from Francis was nasty too. As Stipe was getting up, he hit him with at least 5 or 6 clean shots too. So. Aaron, I'll let you have the floor and kind of talk about it a bit.
Yeah, I also had Stipe, it was a rough performance all the way around. The weight, the lack of the weight or the weight difference, I think showed up in a few fights tonight. Honestly, and we'll get to those other ones, but it was a rough one to watch. The leg kick differential when Francis would throw a leg kick compared to when Stipe threw the leg kick, I think was when I kind of surmised that this was over. And then in between the rounds, Stipe was taking deep breaths, really deep breaths. And he did survive those shots, but those shots, they stay with you and they definitely did. And then eventually Francis, except for the Derek Lewis fight and the first Stipe fight, eventually the fighter he fights makes a decision that he's going to try to come forward and throw. And as soon as you leave it open, he's going to end it. And, then we only got one extra shot from Herb Dean tonight. He decided to take steps back as Stipe came forward and injured Stipe already. So only one extra shot from Herb Dean tonight. So almost a good performance from Herb. So bravo on that, Herb Dean. But yeah, Francis and Frankie Murders, I think he'll be a favorite against John Jones after that performance.
Do we like the implications, though? I mean, do we like the John Jones and Francis Ngannou now? Because I agree.
Yeah, everybody wants to see John Jones knocked out.
Jones tweeted,
"We'll see." Yeah, we gotta stay up.
John Jones. Now John Jones is going to need a lot more money, though. That's for sure. Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, John Jones is definitely. I think he's gonna be a little bit quicker, I think, than Stipe. But the thing is,
the weight.
Francis, the weight. I still don't think that.
I still
don't think that John Jones is gonna be anywhere near where Ngannou is on fight day. Like, I still don't think he's gonna go from, Francis on fight day is probably almost 280 pounds. Easily.
Yeah, I mean, they looked the difference between the weigh-ins and it's just like of course. Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I think that I understand it. And this is probably going to be the next big fantasy fight that never happens is John Jones versus Ngannou. I predict it will not happen in this year. So I do not think it happens. If it does, it will be December.
What fighters thought it would be okay to come in and fight people at a massive weight discrepancy, like 35, 40 pounds? Like, what makes that a
weight difference? That's outlandish to think you can, defend a takedown and then knock out. He looked like a twig compared to Ngannou, and it showed in his fighting. And he looked scared as hell of Francis. And it was like, well, you could go into the fucking fight with that much of a deficit and you look terrified, that's just irresponsible.
What if Stipe wants what if Stipe wants this fight again? What do you say if you're the UFC? Like, I want the trilogy.
Oh,
It's hard to deny him, but you think he's got to retire?
Yeah, I think it's time. After that, I mean, if you were watching that fight, then how do you disagree that it's time? He's 38.
He's gonna be 39 soon, and he's gonna be out for a long amount of time.
Almost 40, fighting this like. I mean, Francis. How old is Francis? Not that much younger. He's a couple years, right?
34.
34. Yeah.
According to the numbers here,
he was fighting like a fucking 20-year-old. So
the thing is, he doesn't have the miles on him that Stipe has. I mean, Stipe's been fighting much longer than Francis has as well. So
that's why it's hard to root against him. You're like, he's got everything. He's been through the ringer. He looks cool and collected.
Just real quick, of the 5 on the main card who lost, Khama Worthy cut.
yes,
Gillian Robertson, I hope not, but I think cut. Tyron Woodley, cut.
or retire.
Stipe Miocic,
Almeida.
Almeida.
Get him the fuck down.
That is literally.
That was bullshit.
I don't like, or not cut with Miocic. Miocic retiring, but I can't think of the last card where all 5 main card losers ended up not fighting in the UFC in their next fight in some way or another. But I think we're going to see that here.
So you think? So I mean, you think that Gillian Robertson could get cut from this?
I do think that she could get cut. She's on the final fight of her UFC contract here for 1. And yeah, she finally got on a main card, but she's 9-7. The UFC has seemed to be kind of hesitant to promote her for whatever reason. I do think that going to maybe a Bellator where McFarlane is champion, she could immediately be in title contention, be back in the UFC very quickly. But I do think she's got to figure some things out, figure out if she is a flyweight or not, figure out her coaching situation as well. We'll get to it more when we get to those other fights.
Wait, do you think you don't like Dean Thomas or
Dean Thomas? I had a lot of issues with tonight.
okay.
So and I have for a while now.
On the ground, she had some good wrestling, some good grappling, but
she's not a kickboxer, and I don't know why Dean Thomas, who's been working with her since she was 16, seems to not improve that aspect at all in her game every single fight. So facing yeah, that's a fight that obviously everybody knows I was very personally invested in. So it's tough, but I think that at a certain point when you've been working with a coach for so long, you got to mix it up eventually and not be training in his garage.
Fair.
Literally
I mean,
training.
but in ways that is on Robertson. If it's not working, she needs to go to a new camp and find something that works.
And I think that going to a new camp, and this can kind of combine the co-main event with Woodley as well. If you told me who's one of the last MMA coaches you'd want being your main coach right now? Tyron Woodley's MMA coach of the last 2 years. Who's been
Diego
Tyron
Sanchez
Woodley's?
Probably first.
Yeah, so Josh Fabia, is that his name? Josh Fabia or something? Yeah. So we've got Josh, and by the way, Diego Sanchez now at American Top Team, a place where Gillian left to fully go with Dean Thomas, and since then I haven't seen the improvements. And then Tyron Woodley, he's done. He's so done. He should never fight again. Like, he has lost the last 32 minutes of fights, all 32 minutes.
Rounds.
He just has not won 1 minute. Like, not 1 minute, and he had
about 20 seconds today.
Yeah, he won 20. This was his best performance tonight by far in years.
That's sad.
In years, and it's just I'm telling you, Dean Thomas. I think there's a reason that ATT maybe cut ties with him.
Yeah, for context, I mean, he's got Jose Torres and
David Evans was great in Brave FC.
Neither of them are in the UFC, so that's to your point. I like that. So maybe he's just friends with Dana White. That's his title.
He does travel around with Dana White. He also
I don't know.
I'm not going to turn this into an entire Dean Thomas rant because that's not what most people are going to use for. But he's also getting into the commentary role, which I don't like when fighters get into different roles. I don't like when coaches get into different roles. I think that you've got to focus as an MMA fighter or coach on exclusively that. And when you start to get into becoming a podcast personality, Dana looking for a fight, you know, I have
on a podcast now. He sucks. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah, I'm on a podcast, so I had to rescind my MMA career, guys. I made sacrifices to be on Coffee and KOs. I decided to hang it up, undefeated, just like Sugar Shane O'Malley. You know, but it's like it's just I think that at a certain point you've gotta, you know, step out
evolve,
and you've got to evolve. And I do think that for Gillian, she's only 25 years old. I think if she's in the UFC, she's going to beat whoever she faces next. But I just think she keeps having these where she gets these plateaus and she hasn't evolved. So that's all I got to say. I'm done.
So before we get to Miranda and Gillian, let's go down
Miranda.
the card. So sorry, yeah. So let's get to finish with Stipe and Ngannou. Ngannou obviously I think is going to end up, I think, fighting John Jones. Probably not this year. The heavyweight division is one of those divisions where the heavyweight title gets put up for grabs once a year. I feel like that because Stipe was a guy that fought once a year. I mean, I think Ngannou would fight more than that, but it's just the way that the division goes. As you get higher up, the fights just tend to stop coming. So unless they run it back a third time, which it's not going to happen, I think that we'll see that probably in 2022 or the tail end of this year. But I think that obviously John Jones is next. They could technically do Derek Lewis and Ngannou. It was a stinker the first time.
No, they literally could not.
They could. They could, but they won't.
They better not.
I'm just saying they could.
The worst fight in UFC history. They're gonna hop ahead of John Jones because save a couple bucks.
No, I agree. I think John Jones is 100% next in line, and I agree with you guys. Now they said prior to the fight that Stipe wasn't.
Is Kevin's question a joke? Hold on. Is Kevin's question a joke?
As far as what?
He's asking if Stipe fucking Miocic is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he's 1,000% a Hall of Famer.
Is this Dana White's burner 100%. Account or something, Kevin? Like, are you kidding me?
Yes, he's a Hall of Famer.
My goodness.
Go back and look at his previous fights, contrary to this fight tonight.
All-time defender in the heavyweight title. Anyway, go ahead.
So, what was I saying? I forgot what I was even saying. Sorry. Stipe is probably going to retire. Although they said prior to the fight that he wasn't planning on retiring. At this point, I think he has to retire.
We'll reevaluate that. Yeah, for sure. It's time for him to go.
Not the way that you want to go out, but I said it before though. In the time since his his win against Stipe, he's been knocked out by DC. Like that to me, and this is like he was on this trend of losing weight. Prior to, after that knockout to DC, he started losing this weight. He ended up winning, but I just feel like, in that time, a lot's happened. And Francis is just a scary ass dude. You could not pay me any kind of money to fight Francis Ngannou.
Hey, Francis Ngannou has now knocked out Stipe Miocic as many times as Stefan Struve.
Yes, that's a fun fact.
There you go.
It's like, well, I saw that interview with DC and Stipe, and he said, I didn't try to lose the weight. It just kind of happened. So that kind of led me to believe that Stipe was just living life instead of being a fighter, being an MMA fighter, because he was a champion. So he was really maybe not 100% invested, even though he, of course, was. He was invested, but I mean, it just showed tonight when you're going against a guy like Francis Ngannou, who's a completely different specimen. It's not going to work out how you think it's going to work out.
I wish I didn't try to lose the weight and it just came off. Then that's the best way to lose weight ever. Not even try.
As you get older, I think he's just getting older, and I mean, his hair looked good at least.
His hair looked terrible. Like, put some gel in it.
No, dude, it looked great. He was peacocking.
It looked good.
Yeah, you're a hater, Zach. You have no hair, so you don't know.
Yeah, but he always comes out to Machine Gun Kelly.
It's dumb. It's dumb every time. Every time.
I think that that's a badass walkout.
I know, but I hate it. There's other.
I love when fighters have their brand. Like John Jones has his walkout. Cowboy comes out to Kid Rock. Cowboy.
Yeah, but Cowboy Cerrone, like he's the man. He's not a piece of shit. Neither is Machine Gun Kelly is. Machine, if you're listening, MGK.
Yeah, you're emotional.
He must be doing something right. That's all I gotta say. He's with Megan Fox, so he's doing something right.
Oh my God, UFC posted. They're like, look at all this pop celebrity, like pop. It's like, who the
Wait,
fuck?
were they actually there?
I don't care about that.
Yeah, they're all sitting on the couches.
Huh?
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that they were actually there, but lucky them. None of them wearing masks.
Oh,
just
we're not
saying.
there. Like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, not one mask and not a mask in sight. I can't wait to be at your 61 next month. Let's go.
But anyway, so yeah, it's sad. I mean, we saw possibly the end of two eras, and we can move to Tyron Woodley, Vicente Luque, and I just got to say, like, it is really sad to see the free fall of Tyron Woodley. This might be the biggest downfall of a fighter that I have ever seen. Like, you go from defending the belt and being a really good champ, defending it multiple times, to just not winning a single round. Alec Miller. It's extremely weird seeing Travis Barker.
I don't care about those people though. So
you can just say that the celebrity Hollywood people have a type. Machine Gun Kelly, Travis Barker, like, are getting all the women.
It's cringe.
Before it was like Lamar Odom and Kanye West were getting these women. Now it's back to Travis Barker and Machine Gun Kelly, and we'll just leave it at that.
Just skinny dude, skinny tatted.
Another question: What's the over under on the number of people who die of COVID-19 at UFC 261?
Can't wait to be there.
Goodness grief! The comments are getting wild.
I'll say like 3. Maybe.
I'll take the over on 3. I'll take
3.
The over on 3.
Like 3. You take the over?
I'll take the over.
Okay.
Carrie says probably right around 2%.
Yeah, so with a 15,000 capacity gate, I'd say that what is 2% of 15,000? Is that like 300 people?
So 261 is going to be a full house, so there's no restrictions. Full house.
I mean, it's a full capacity that they're allowing, so it's not a full house, but yeah.
All right.
It was the tickets sure went fast when I got them on Wednesday, which was like the Ultimate Fighter day. Like it was
quickest in history.
Which is just again, I'm really looking forward to it, and I will die for this sport, and I'm gonna prove it.
Speaking of dying for the sport, Tyron Woodley. Perfect segue. Man, I listen, I did like a last second bet just for fun. I put money on Tyron Woodley by knockout, and I was like, listen, it's just for fun.
Close.
And he almost had it. It was kind of close. Like he did rock him a little bit, and then listen, man, Tyron Woodley was knocked out while standing. Like he was grabbing onto the fence to keep himself upright.
Whoa.
All I gotta say is Vicente Luque, he might not ever be a champ, but that dude is a problem for anyone. His chin is insane. His power is insane. Listen, do I think he beats Kamaru Usman? No, I don't think he probably ever beats Kamaru Usman. But all I'm going to say is his power and his just chin, I think can put him in any fight. 9.5 times out of 10, I'm taking Kamaru Usman. But you got to put money on Luque in any fight at this point because his chin and his power is just unreal. Tyron Woodley, it's sad to see the free fall. He needs to retire. Dana White hates Tyron Woodley. They've never liked each other. So at this point, if he doesn't retire, he's getting cut. That is the last time we will see Tyron Woodley in the UFC. Maybe he goes to Bellator. The thing is with Tyron Woodley is he in his mind still thinks he's got it. He still thinks he's got it. He'll go back and reevaluate this performance. And he will say, I almost had it. And then he'll be like, give me one more.
Dean Thomas.
God, no. It is all over for Tyron Woodley. And the only guy competing with Tyron for the fall from grace, I would say, if he had won the title, was Johnny Hendricks. but Hendricks got robbed against GSP and then proceeded to have his downfall where he got knocked out by Dakota Cochran in bare knuckle fighting. So maybe Tyron gets knocked out in bare knuckle fighting and like just fully goes, into it. But I still think that, there's a couple, Giant Hendricks is worse, but yeah.
Kevin asked Tiller Vittori. Kevin, Monday we'll preview that card.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't have my pick yet.
I won't be on Monday, but
too much pressure. I can't even
Vittori all day.
We got to stick to a topic or we'll
ride with the Italian. I liked Woodley's approach tonight. I really did. He came out absolutely just fired.
But what the hell happened? He started wrestling and looked good, and then he just forgot about what he was doing.
Once he got turned against the cage, it was like, holy shit, this was deja vu all over again. Him getting held against the cage for 5+ minutes. And obviously Luque is strong, but he just, once he got him to that cage, started giving him some elbows, he gave him problems. And then once they stood up, he just doesn't understand. I think Luque is kind of next up in this welterweight division. I think if he fought Stephen Thompson again, he would annihilate him. I don't like the Nate Diaz call out. I'm just going to say I don't really love it. I think he would demolish Nate Diaz. I think he would.
He fucking would.
I'm sorry, Bunny. I think it would just be Nate doesn't want to go to 55. If he wants to stay at 70 and he fights a guy like Luque, it's going to be terrifying.
No, Diaz wants to fight at 170, but he wants to fight 155ers at 170.
Yeah, he wants to fight 55ers at 70. Luque is a 70er. So it's just, that's why I feel like it won't work.
Listen, I'm all on the Luque train. Like I really like, he's a black belt. So it's not like he's just a striker. I really like Luque. Like I said, I do think Carlos is probably going to be a champ for a while, but I really like Vicente Luque a lot. His chin, his power, and the sneaky ground game. I really like Luque a lot. He's been in the UFC too for freaking ever. So
freaking ever.
I love Vicente Luque.
He should have called out Thompson.
Diaz's fights, and myself included. I'm like, I feed right into that shit. I love the Diaz brothers, but you can't argue, Josh, that he wouldn't put up a fight.
He would put up a fight. It just wouldn't be a good one.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna call Dana. We're gonna make this happen. So
I'm interested. I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued.
On this. It'll be fun.
I like it. And then I like what Alex said. Give me Thompson rematch. Because both people think Luque is gonna lose.
No, Thompson beat him soundly. He doesn't deserve a rematch, but based on being Tyron Woodley. Get the fuck out of here. God, I'm the only Wonder Boy fan in here, but damn.
No, I like Wonder Boy.
I'm the only one willing to say it out loud.
Yeah. He got good shots off on Thompson towards the end of the round. But that's just me, with Luque.
I think with Thompson, the thing with Thompson is he's getting older. I think he needs to pick his fights. If he really wants a shot at the belt, I think he needs to fight. I think the fight to make would be him and Leon. Winner gets the title shot next. That's my opinion. But that's the only thing. I would love to see Wonder Boy Luque again. But in my opinion, at this point, Wonder Boy needs to fight up. He needs to stop fighting guys that are ranked lower than him because he's older, 38 years old. Like, he doesn't have many fights left. If he wants the belt, he's got to start fighting people closer to the top. So, but I'm all in on Luque. Give me Luque versus who else is there?
They were all like, my brain dead after tonight.
The loser of Til Vittori, maybe? Or no, that's middleweight.
Dude,
I'll tell you guys. Goodness.
Give me
this wouldn't happen.
If Till comes back down to 70.
You could do Luque versus Chiesa. Chiesa. You could do he won't fight Burns because they're buddies. So
he was in his corner,
I think the only other person would be Chiesa. At this point, Damian Maia is still ranked 8. Like, Damian Maia needs to just move on.
He would wreck Chiesa.
A million years old.
I love Chiesa, but he would wreck Chiesa.
I agree. I think he would too. But yeah, any other comments on that fight before we move on?
Not for me.
That's the only one.
Aaron's like, fuck this card.
Dude, this card took a lot out of my emotions. I said,
Are you guys okay? It's a Saturday night, or actually it's a Sunday morning. It's totally fine.
I said after it was done for like the first time in a while, I'm glad there's a break next week.
I need a break after tonight. I'm so fucking pissed off after tonight's card. I can't even function. I wasn't gonna do this show because I'm like, I'm gonna explode. it's all gonna come out of the. It's not gonna be pretty.
Pac-Man says, "Wow, y'all got a pretty lady over here. I'm gonna start watching this show more often." So
this is why she's here.
Pac-Man my dick. Thank you.
Carrie.
I mean, I'm only here for Josh's hair.
Thank you.
No, Josh does that. I don't know how he keeps it so nice with the fucking earphones on too. Like
Josh, you have some solid ass hair, dude.
On that fucking LeBron James jersey.
I've always known it. It's just, I mean, the LeBron James only accentuates the hair.
Yeah.
So
LeBron James
losing all of his. So
yeah,
I'm just really bad with Josh. I'm sorry. That's it.
No, you're good. I'll get a Larry Bird one next time. For you. I'll give you.
Hiding Colby too. You're hiding the most important one. So I don't.
It's the tiniest one. So.
Most important one.
All right, next fight.
We're gonna move to Bunny's
jersey talk.
We're gonna go to Bunny's next favorite fighter, Sean O'Malley, gets the win over Thomas Almeida. Almeida is gonna be gone. I think that's 4 in a row.
Nico.
I'll be honest, his chin was insane.
Boston.
Listen, what would have happened if Sean O'Malley freaking lost that fight? So he tried to go for the walk-off KO the first time. The other times he didn't get knocked out, but he just, I don't know. It was he wore some shots after that. And then he ended up looking good, but the second time around he finally put the finishing touches on it. Although Almeida did not have to wear that last shot.
That's an important point to point out that Almeida he spoon-fed him that win. That was the most miserable performance I've ever seen from a UFC fighter.
UFC
spoon-fed. He was doing.
I mean, that was easy. That was definitely a fight to just kind of get O'Malley back on track.
That's bullshit.
Who is this person? This person is trying to join our. Is it Kieran? It might be Kieran. I don't know who that is. We'll see if they connect. But there's a person trying to join our StreamYard. We're getting hacked live on air.
We're on the grid.
Is this Harry Hunt? Does he going as MOK?
This is Sean O'Malley coming for you, Bunny, because you're talking shit about him.
I'll fucking take you down.
It also could be,
motherfucker.
It could be Dean Thomas. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of suspects at this point who could be trying to invade the stream.
But listen, as much as Sean O'Malley is a turd, he is exciting to watch. I mean, his fight style, Sean O'Malley has a lot of talent. The problem is he is a douchebag. That's the problem. But his striking is, I mean, he is very, very talented. If he would just kind of put his head on straight and take things a little bit more serious, Sean O'Malley is going to be a problem. He's still young. He is so well-rounded in striking. He's very versatile in the way he strikes. I mean, listen, the first knockdown was ridiculous to not finish it. At that point, I'm kind of wishing he would lose because, to me, that's ridiculous. How do you not just go in for the kill? But the broadcast team actually put it perfect. He's sitting there trying to get a highlight. The walk-off KO always looks better on the highlight reel. And then the second time, it should have been called, actually, the second time. I mean, he hit him pretty good. And then Almeida wore the cleanest shot on the ground there to put the lights out. I mean, that was a very unnecessary shot. But listen, I don't like Sean O'Malley as a person, but he is uber talented when it comes to striking. And I think that he's got a really bright future.
I've heard dumber things from that guy. That's one of the smartest things I've heard him say. To be honest, that's towards the top 10 of smartest things Sean O'Malley. I mean, it was a fine fight, but it was a complete setup fight. Almeida, one of the worst performances I've seen definitely this year or in the last few years. He threw 9 strikes through 2 rounds.
I can't even
And-
hear it. I can't hear the numbers. It's so
Yeah, it was bad. He was getting outstruck on leg kicks to O'Malley. It's like
you couldn't
I
read.
just don't know. I don't know how your game plan doesn't involve leg kicks. So as long as O'Malley has a massive reach advantage over his opponent, and like his opponent is going to clearly keep him one way, like Almeida did here, he's going to cruise on those fights. But it's like we look at who he's fighting. You know, who do you have him next at bantamweight? Like it's like who would he be fighting next after being Almeida, a fringe 15 guy? Like what
Maybe
is it?
15, 15.
Yeah, what? Yeah, what is so? Who's in? You know, like who is he looking at then?
It's just if you're all in on Sean O'Malley, which some people are at this point because they love him, you're gonna be upset with his not durability but his activeness, because I see Sean O'Malley as a guy who's not very durable. He may give you one, if not two fights a year, and you got to wait for it. He's taking the long route to the top, but he's just playing the game. I see it. I don't think he's really. I think he's looking for highlights. I don't think he's looking to fight the best. I think he's just looking to get highlights. It's not his fault, but Almeida got outclassed tonight by a guy who's not even in the top 15. Sean O'Malley.
I'm sure glad I didn't pick Almeida. Boy, would that be embarrassing.
I'll fuck. You know what? Oh my god, I'm gonna suplex this one. So it's not that Sugar Sean was the better fighter. That's just not. It was the whole fight was because Almeida did not know where he was when he stepped into the fucking octagon. That was
He didn't throw. Yeah.
He didn't.
So
throw.
Sean was
He
technically the better fighter.
The answer. Sean's legs are made out of like literal toothpicks. If he just kept going, and then Sean was like, "Oh well, that hurts." When he finally kicked me in the leg, why don't I do that to him a couple more times? And then he wore him down. I was like,
Yeah. I think that it's just one of these. I Almeida lost a fight, you know, and O'Malley, you know, tried to get his walk-off KO. It is like a method that can sometimes work to get the referee to stop a fight. It just didn't work here, but like we look at Rosenstruck against Overeem, and that's the reason he won against Overeem is he walked off after he hit him. So the ref was like, "Oh, it's over," and like if he would have followed up, he would have lost the fight. So, I mean, it's a legit, you know, technique, I guess, to try to convince. I mean, Mark Hunt walked off a lot of his KOs. Like O'Malley's trying to do the same thing. It's a good signature to have as a fighter, because if he keeps showing that power, it will work eventually one of these times. Maybe in a fight that he didn't have finished, but I don't know. I didn't. My stock doesn't raise in O'Malley after that, and you're going to get, from a betting perspective, very big odds on O'Malley against a lot of fighters still because of the height.
True. Very true.
I'll take that.
I'm not all in on O'Malley because he still did wear a lot of shots. Like he wore a couple big shots from Almeida.
From a
and
very
not only that,
non-threatening Almeida.
But Almeida also was wobbled a couple times, and Sean just kept throwing with his chin up. I mean, so I'm not all in on O'Malley. I think if he fights a little bit better competition, stronger dudes, better power, I think a couple of those shots he wore today might sit him down. But
yes,
I do think if he was to put his head on straight and take it serious, I really think Sean O'Malley, his striking is that good. I think that he could be a really, really good fighter in the UFC. It's just, you know, he's the guy that he's got like that McGregor hype to him, and people just are kind of drawn to it. So, you know, I'm interested to see who he fights next.
It is.
It's very similar.
Bumbling personality, like that. He comes out fast and strong, and he's cocky, believes in himself. But you're right. He's not a tougher fighter tonight. I think it would have been. I'm not saying he would have lost, but it would have gone very different. Like Almeida was just a whipping boy tonight. It was sad. And that's giving him like this false confidence, O'Malley. That's why it's stupid to give him like a freebie fight. That is dumb to me. Give him somebody that can give him a run for his money. It was just such a shit.
Dana likes money. If O'Malley puts up another one or two performances like this, he's going to headline a fight night. People are going to tune into that stuff, and you know that's. Dana is going to do anything to get O'Malley good matchups that he's going to put on highlights. And then before you know it, he'll be in the top 10 and he'll be, you know, fighting better guys. And, you know, I guarantee you if Dana White could pick his champions, like without them fighting, could just pick them, I would not be surprised if O'Malley was possibly the champ because
The
he
bantamweight?
loves those. Yeah, I mean, he just
That'd
loves
be
those
a great-
flashy guys.
We should do that video at some point. If Dana could choose all the champions without making them fight, what would the champions be? Because like Rachel Ostovich would be the 115 champ for
Yeah,
strawweight.
because she has
So
big
it's like,
boobs.
right, exactly.
She doesn't
It's
even
just
fight in the
like,
UFC
it's like
anymore.
literally like oh man, we should do. That's a great video to do eventually. Put that in the.
Francis
Back pocket.
Ngannou.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd say
Ngannou
you
would
pick-
definitely be one of them, I think.
Oh,
But is Bunny gonna go hang out with you?
she's getting her charger.
The Ford Escort.
All right.
Ford Escort.
She ran
so-
all the way to Washington D.C. for that charger.
Oh.
That's
Running
crazy.
all the way back.
My final thing on the O'Malley fight is I love his coach in the corner, Tim Welch. He was like, he's not as fast as you. Deep breath. Like he just gave him no coaching advice. He was like, you're killing this
Dude,
guy.
overall, this
You're dominating.
card had a lot of like non-coaching advice.
Oh, it's hilarious. I
Just
love
throughout, like, I mean, I guess at this point, if you're welcome back to Boston, I guess at this point, if like you're at coaching and like you're in a fight, like you've already gone over the game, like what can you really say at that point? But some of the time, it was like a fighter getting just beaten down. It's like turn up the aggressiveness. It's like that's. You know, like keep competing. It's like that was the plan. Like it's just a lot of non-coaching when you're in the apex. I just have not gotten used to that.
So Mike Perry's a genius, bottom line.
Yeah, like his wife is saying the same thing as these cornermen. His wife is like, keep punching, be aggressive. Like that's literally what these cornermen are saying.
He's got a fight coming up in his.
Yeah, I
think it's
wonder
next
who
week
his
or
corner's
the
gonna be.
next card.
2 weeks,
I think
yeah.
is him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he's just signed a new
Mike
six fight contract with the UFC. So
He did,
Let's
Mike
go.
Perry.
yes.
Wow.
He
So,
needs
you
his
know,
own
people like
preview
Josh
show.
are who we have to blame for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Listen-
right, Mike Perry.
He
Listen,
needs his own preview show. Are you kidding me?
Mike Perry is another guy that if he would put his head on straight, he could be good. He just
He
is
wouldn't
a
be Mike Perry if you put his head on straight.
yeah.
He'd literally not be Mike Perry.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
All right, two more fights. We had Miranda, Gillian. We kind of touched on this one already. Miranda, that's all we got to say, is a friend of our show, and she's a savage.
No,
She
she's
is-
not. Don't
Yes,
use that
she
fucking word.
is.
Fuck you. That's not the word.
She is a savage, bro.
No, she's a maverick.
She's
Yeah.
so
Biceps.
she's
like,
strong as
evil.
hell. Oh my god! I just like the thing is like Gillian obviously has a ground advantage as far as she's a better jiu-jitsu fighter, but she just was not strong enough to hold Miranda down. I mean, Miranda's just so damn strong. Like I said, the weight cut thing does worry me because I think like she needs to stay at 125 if she's gonna have a future. I think the higher she goes, it's gonna be way tougher for her.
5'3", 135er would be rough.
Yeah, she needs to stay at 125. But I try to tell you guys on the preview show that farm strength is different. Farm strength is different than gym built
You did
strength.
say that. I remember that.
And Miranda is farm built, bro. She's just a different type of strong. Her striking looked good. And yeah, I mean, I really like Miranda a lot. I think in that division she can make a pretty quick rise. She's been calling for the Chukagian fight. She really wants to fight Caitlin
I
Chukagian.
love that.
So she does not like Caitlin. So I'm all in for that. I think Miranda at this point needs to be. The divisions are just so watered down that I think that they can kind of. I think it's bad in ways, but I think that they'll end up kind of rushing her, which could end up being bad. But from a betting standpoint, it could be good, you know, because she could come in as favorites. So Aaron, keep your eye out for that. But
I agree. She won the second. Jillian won round two. That was
oh, I agree. Yeah, there's no way that should have been a 30-27.
no, absolutely not. She absolutely took the second round. But then, I mean, we all watched. We all
That's how
I mean, Miranda she's one of the. It shows you the respect they give her because it was like her second or just one of her early UFC fights. Might have been her second, right? I think it was.
that was her second fight.
And then she was
Her-
already the favorite against.
Yeah.
Or against Gillian Robertson, who the announcer said has the most fights in this weights history. It's crazy.
Most wins in this division's history, most finishes.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So it just shows the respect that they put on Miranda Maverick, and she's only 23 years old, so she's definitely a prospect to look out for. Bottom line, regardless.
And she's going to be a doctor.
She's
She's about to get her doctorate.
ODU, right? Old Dominion.
Yeah, she's a professor.
She's
And
not.
she's about yeah. So she's
Fucking
been
huge.
she's a professor.
You got
She's a
it all,
student.
What's her
and
mascot?
she trains. I don't know what Old Dominion's mascot is, but
Well,
so
I'm
anyway,
I'm one of those to the Terriers or whatever.
Nico said my mom was very happy that Miranda won because she is an overachiever, which I would agree she kind of is. I mean, God, I quit playing sports basically because I feel like if I played a sport while I was in college, I would have flunked out miserably. Now she is training MMA, being a professor, and getting her doctorate. That's pretty challenging, man. I have a hard time juggling my life now, and I don't do a quarter of that stuff. Aaron does not want to talk about Miranda. He's gonna hate Miranda forever. Old Dominion's mascot is it says Big Blue, but it's
I'm a big bluer.
their name is the Monarchs, Old Dominion Monarchs.
Monarchs.
Yeah.
Definitely a monarch. Yeah.
Definitely.
So, Aaron, any thoughts on Miranda Maverick?
But I'm a Terrier.
Dude, that's so cool that she's gonna be a doctor. I'm really happy for her. She missed with a lot of her punches too, and I think that I think that Chukagian fight will be a lot tougher of a fight for her in all seriousness. And if she can get past that and solve that distance, that is one of the things that I found, that a lot of her punches would miss to come in, but that's part of her, approach. Maybe she did it against Jojua too. So
Nico says Miranda's only 23.
hilarious.
He's 25 and hasn't done shit with his life. Yeah, I mean,
that's true. Nico's done a lot of great things. So
Funny, Nico.
yeah, he's been a big supporter of these recap shows. That's something, dude. You're on the ground floor of something huge.
It's a big something.
Yeah, it's like bigger than Miranda's biceps. Also, I'll give Miranda credit for one other thing. This fight was rescheduled 6 weeks ago, and there's no secret. Gillian doesn't cut a lot of weight, so this was a double cut for Miranda. And at 23 to have a double cut, then it moved up onto the main card. There's a lot of these hurdles that in the second UFC fight, I anticipated playing a bigger role than they did. She lost a round, regardless of what the two judges said, who decided to, and so she showed a lot in this fight. And yeah, I'll have to be taking her serious moving forward.
Suck it.
Kieran.
No, here's the Kieran guy. I don't want him on the show though. If he ever wants to go on here, my God, why do I suck it? Because why? Because I picked Stipe. Like, my bad.
And Steve did too. Yeah.
Those of you that know, Kieran is a regular on our show. He just is not here today. But
Not much of a regular, huh, Kieran?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no! Do not JK me. I can take it. Fuck you and your JKs. Fucking JK this.
Buddy, anything on Miranda Maverick and Gillian Robertson? No. How upset was Aaron on a scale from 1 to 10? Was he shedding any tears?
It was up there. He was pretty upset.
Were you more upset about Stipe or was he more upset about Gillian? Which one? Who was more upset?
I think I take the cake on him. He looked crushed with the Gillian fight, but
it's so funny because last week
she almost got a couple hooks in. Like she almost hooked her. She almost had it a couple times.
Oh my God,
Gillian, but he was crushed about that one. But it was.
It's so funny because last week Aaron was on cloud 9, and then this week he looks like he's ready to jump off a bridge.
I should have held off.
Well, the good news is we have a week to recover. Maybe we'll do the If Dana White, the hypothetical champions video as our show for Saturday. We'll pre-record it and release it.
That's a great idea for a show. By the way,
that would be so much. That would be so much fun, and I'd love to hear Carrie's picks, especially. I almost don't want to hear if it can just be a Carrie solo video. Actually, I'm good with that. Like, none of us are going to be able to top his picks.
The
And,
people are clamoring for you, Carrie.
yo,
Carrie,
only if it's, but it has to be off screen. I don't like on screen Carrie. I only like off screen voice Carrie. Like that's
Just
so,
voice.
like,
I think you can make that
In
work.
all honesty, I don't think anybody likes on-screen
There
camera.
we go.
Send me to my wife.
I do.
No, it's because I get threatened when he's on screen. He's just got great aprons, and it's like I just like I get threatened. That's all. But no, I think that, and also a Bellator light heavyweight tournament preview is coming next week too.
Ooh.
I don't know shit about Bellator. So.
Darth
No, don't
Talk
worry.
about Bellator. I finally get to talk about Bellator because everybody
Exactly.
else is This is
We
so
got
Bellator.
Bunny Tour. We got Bunny Tour. We got Pooh Bear who's going to be on for that. That'll be coming out Wednesday or Thursday because the tournament starts on Friday next week. So,
Okay.
All right.
Oh, yeah. April's going to be popping off. I just know that.
Also,
April's gonna be insane.
I just got to say this: Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey gets it done against Khama Worthy. That was the last fight that we didn't get a chance to talk about yet. And listen, I was excited about. I wanted Mullarkey to win because I love saying Mullarkey. So I'm just happy that he ended up winning. We could say Jamie Mullarkey
Aaron,
got it
get
done.
it off the screen.
Mullarkey by TKO.
Oh, okay. No, keep showing them.
Yeah, listen.
The rest of my picks.
To answer Nico's question real quick, it's on Showtime. It's going to always be on Friday nights now. They're not trying to do the Saturdays against UFCs anymore, but it is on Showtime now. They're exclusively on Showtime. So Showtime, or figure out a way to watch Showtime without having Showtime.
Figure it out.
Jamie Mullarkey, job on the line, full slip match. He gets it done. He probably is going to end up getting another go at it. The roles totally switched. Khama Worthy's kind of seemed like he was going to be safe. Everyone's going towards Khama Worthy. Gets clipped in round one. Jamie Mullarkey saves his job, and Khama Worthy is now probably maybe on his way out. Listen, I had Khama Worthy, so I mean, I picked him to win, but I'm happy for Jamie Mullarkey. And listen, I love my New Zealanders. They badass accent, an accent I wish I could have. So I'm all in on Jamie Mullarkey, and he looked good. The power was there. Gets his first win, and he takes on Mullarkey.
I had him winning by TKO. So I'm happy.
You got one right.
Dang.
I got two right. They just don't really matter as much as the ones I got wrong.
Is that Carrie? Is this different Carrie?
That's our Carrie.
How is that bullshit?
Yeah, thank you.
No, Carrie's saying it's bullshit because Mullarkey is another word for bullshit.
I agree.
Oh, God.
Walk me through that one.
Dude, the levels to this game. Carrie is up here. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? It was a legit stoppage. Are you confused? Like, I was gonna.
Carrie's too witty. He's too witty.
You
All about the
are
wordplay,
like,
Aaron.
another level.
There's foreplay and then there's wordplay.
Forget the foreplay.
Carrie's good at the wordplay.
So Khama Worthy, every single one of his UFC fights, I bet against him or bet for him in the wrong direction. Every single one.
Except today.
Yeah. Today I bet on Khama.
Oh, I thought you bet on Jamie.
No, that was Bunny's picks, not mine.
Oh.
So, yeah. No, I apologize. I would never pick someone, Almeida. But
Yeah.
I did pick Khama. I put him in the Cafe Parlay, which I went 1 for 4 on in my one and only appearance on the Cafe Parlay. It was
okay.
a plus 3,000 for a reason because it was never going to happen. So sorry, everybody.
Yeah. Steve and I hopefully get it right next week. But
Yeah,
listen, we've only
I'm
gotten it
happy.
right 2 times so far. So
I got it really wrong. I only got one right. It was the O'Malley KO, which almost didn't happen. So
I thought you were a little drunk when you picked it, but I just let it slide anyway. I just said, screw it. We're going to do it. Are you guys ready to get to awards?
Oh, yes.
Aaron wants this night to be
just
over.
kill me now. Kill me now.
I thought it was a great night, but go ahead,
So happy
Carrie.
you had a good night, Zach.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for the Sheath superlatives of the night. Make sure you go to sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code Coffee N KOs. Get 20% off your entire purchase. Do your dick a favor. I couldn't think of any. I was trying to be like Carrie, but I couldn't find a right word. So
He's just straight for it.
So I'll just say, do your dick a favor and go get yourself some Sheath underwear. I promise you won't be disappointed. Most comfortable underwear in the world. Don't forget to sheath your dagger. Promo code Coffee and KOs, 20% off your entire purchase. Aaron walks dogs. He loves them. No chafing. Summer's coming. Chafing season is in. So make sure you cut it out. Go get some Sheath underwear. Anyway, superlatives of the night. I'm excited for these. And I honestly had a hard time picking some of them. So we'll start with the Jacked on Caffeine performance of the night. Best overall performance. Aaron, I want you to cheer up a little bit. I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, really? You're going to make me on this card? Okay. My Jacked on performance of the night. Let's go with Michelle Ojacek. I'm just kidding. Let's go with Omar Morales. I'm just kidding. Abu, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! Can we talk about Abu Azatar for a second? Did he die and come back to life in the middle of it? Did he fall asleep? Does he have narcolepsy? He literally bent down and looked like he was sleeping, and then fell backwards. And then I thought that the fight was over, and then it just kept going. It was the weirdest thing I have ever seen.
That was so
that referee didn't ref the rest of the night for a reason. I think they went to the back after that and said, you do not ref anymore. You allowed 75 extra shots to a random 35-year-old. That's the captain of Morocco.
That was so hard to watch. We were I was screaming at the TV, stop the fight. What are you doing?
I was also pretty upset at that. And I thought it was horrible. But yeah, my jacked on performance, sorry to bring up a bunch of shit fights. But jacked up performance, let's go with Alonzo Metafield. He didn't last long, but that's all of Alonzo Metafield's wins. They don't last long. That takedown was nasty. And then Fabio Charant is a white belt in jiu-jitsu apparently and doesn't know you can't hold on to a guillotine from side control as a shoulder's being dug into your throat. He just held on until it was uncomfortable and then tapped. He needs to go back to LFA and earn his way into the UFC, not take it on short notice. He's 7-1. He's not ready for the UFC. And he's gonna get schooled by whoever he fights next. He's not ready. So I'll take it. Alonzo Metafield is my jacked up performance because he was jacked up. The dude is yoked. So
yeah,
let's go.
I would give $5 to look like that for 25 minutes. Bunny, go ahead.
No, let Josh go because I'm still putting my thoughts together.
You don't want to give it to Francis?
I'll spare you because I'm giving it to it to fucking Francis.
Go ahead, talk about it, Josh. Francis.
He was jacked. I mean, he looked fantastic tonight. I'm super impressed with Francis Ngannou because he was patient, he was methodical, he threw power in his shots, and he took out the greatest. There's no taking away from whatever he did tonight. He took out the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. Stipe was there too. I think Stipe, he didn't have a great performance, but I think he showed up tonight. I think he showed up ready to go the distance with Francis Ngannou, but at the end of the day, nobody can stay in that power. Nobody can stand with it. Nobody can hang with it. Nobody can bang with it. John Jones, you're in trouble, dude, because Francis Ngannou is the scariest man on the planet and the baddest man on the planet. He was jacked on caffeine, and, I'm jacked up.
He's been training for 5 years. He's been training for 5 years and just beat the greatest heavyweight of all time, who's been doing it much longer. That's
when he took when he took Stipe's back, I was like, holy shit.
Unbelievable.
So how many wins is that for Ngannou in his career? Is that 10 UFC wins now?
Yes, I don't know exactly.
I believe it's 10 UFC wins, but if Kerry can look it up, I know that the amount of time his combined wins are now is 34 minutes. minutes after that fight.
That's crazy.
That's
Combined.
insane.
It's like an average of 3 minutes and 50 seconds per win. So
Nico says every wrestler in the heavyweight division pooped a little when Francis stuffed that takedown. For real, like when you're that big, like he literally just threw the legs back, laid on him, and then that was
also,
it. Like,
I got a
no
message
chance.
from my buddy Alec Miller. He wanted to make sure I gave this hot take. The only person who can beat Francis Ngannou in the heavyweight division is Derek Lewis, according to him.
No, you have to be able to gas him out. I think you have to be able to go 5 rounds. That's the only way you're gonna. And like,
There's only
make him
one
tired.
other. There's one other wrestler, and he's already beat him 2 times, Curtis Blades. So I think it's going to be heavy climbing for a lot of heavyweights with Francis as champ. Bunny,
Especially this Francis.
I'm going Maverick on this one. She was like yoked, dude. And I mean,
you're going to do that with Aaron in the other room?
Dude, wait, what did you just wait? Hold the fuck up. What the fuck did you just
I
say?
said what I said, Aaron. I said
Holy shit. Wow.
I don't know Gillian. You know Gillian.
Wow.
Gillian.
Oh my
She
god.
ain't my friend.
Wow.
Matt Miranda is jacked. And Josh already said Ngannou, which was like low hanging fruit. So what the fuck am I gonna say?
Oh my god.
You can
I'm
always
gonna give it.
piggyback,
I'm gonna give it to your other. I'm gonna give it to
anybody
your other favorite.
else. Yeah, like anybody else. You could have just been nice and just not give it. Like Zach wasn't gonna take Miranda. He was gonna have some fucking decency.
No,
Jesus.
I was gonna take Miranda. I was pissed that Bunny took Miranda.
Held my tongue for anybody. I'm not starting with you, Aaron. I said what I said. Miranda.
Okay. All right. Go ahead to explain more about farmer girl doctor bitch.
Well, I was gonna take.
Wrangling sheep, man.
I was gonna take Miranda, but I'll go with the Sugar Show. I'm gonna go Sean O'Malley.
Oh my God!
His striking today was just nasty. The only thing I didn't like the shots that he took, but the shots that he landed and the way that. Did you see the way he knocked down Almeida? The back fist, left hand, Like, come on.
Like
the
a
spinning
lucky
kicks.
shot. That was it. Come on.
Oh, my lucky shot. No. Sean O'Malley is a problem.
11. So in 11 wins, he's fought for 34 minutes, or won in 34 minutes in his 11 wins. 34 minutes.
And 15 of those came in the Derek, or was it 25 of those
No,
came in the Derek?
He didn't win that.
In the wins.
It's
Okay.
win. Yeah, it's in wins. Like,
but yeah, Bunny, I'll say it one more time. Sugar Show, jacked on caffeine performance of the night.
oh yeah, Sugar Show, baby.
Aaron's gonna die. Aaron's gonna get cornrows and dye his hair rainbow color.
Baseball bat, real quick, Aaron.
I can't wait. Yeah, let me get my Nikes on. Gotta go to the top.
I don't like Sugar Show, but
who Nico? Who's getting rear naked choked?
my money's on Bunny.
I go ground and pound. Elbow.
I'm getting rear naked choked.
It's probably me. My roommate
I don't
just got here and
Spanish.
he does jiu-jitsu, so he's gonna
hold
choke
on.
me. So
Hold on, Bruce.
Cool. Hey, take down that LeBron James jersey while you're there, buddy, if you don't mind. That'd be great. Just snatch that right off the wall. Oh, he can't hear me, can he?
No, he can't.
What's your jack performance of the night? You can't say Miranda Maverick.
I
Sorry,
already
only
said
one
it.
person can
I already
take
said
it.
it.
I mean, I wanted to take Miranda Maverick, but no, it was Francis. Easily Francis.
He already did his.
No, I said Jack.
Oh, I took Sugar Show.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, I was busy celebrating.
Barry?
Carrie, did you have a jacked on caffeine?
What Carrie is, sir?
Carrie says no. He didn't have one.
That's hilarious. That's a good one, Carrie.
I'm working on the Spanish translation right now.
Carrie's trying to find out what the Spanish translation was.
It's probably something about Bunny.
So, all right, our espresso shot of the night. Bunny, go ahead.
No, I don't want to go first.
Miranda Maverick's left counter hook in the second round was amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. I chose Gillian to win. You remember that, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
My espresso shot of the night is Vicente Luque. Because he came he didn't knock out Tyron Woodley. He submitted Tyron Woodley. And Tyron Woodley came out guns a-blazing. We haven't seen him do that in his past couple fights where he's just looked really timid, really shy. Tonight he didn't look shy and he came out and lost to a rising contender in Vicente Luque, a guy who's going to be in the top 3 of the welterweight division by the end of the year. Vicente Luque.
Aaron?
I got one. No, wait. I got one.
Oh, Bunny.
I think Medfield. Yeah, you got cut off. Medfield. I think he came out, and that's the espresso shot, right? That's
Manifield?
Yeah, I'm still new to the
So you're
shot.
going with the submission. That would be our first submission for the shot of the night. I like that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it was
that's fine.
fucking quick. He came out and did it fast. So that's like, whew, that's what you need. Quick caffeine.
I like that.
That's
Right
what
now.
that works. That works. Aaron, go ahead.
Of course it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my new boy, Jamie Mullarkey. Oh my goodness.
Everyone's taking my picks.
He made Khama slip on a banana peel, and then he put him away with 3 more shots on the ground. I'll preface this with Khama worthy, 8 losses, 7 by KO. So might be time to maybe think about hanging it up.
Next time you say Mullarkey, say it the right way.
Mullarkey.
Mullarkey.
There you go.
You're in
Sorry.
Boston now. Say Mullarkey, please.
You just
Mine is going to mine's gonna have to be Francis, man. The quick left shot to Stipe's jaw, and then there's a chance he might have tore his ACL. I mean, good lord, the legs bending back. Francis has a tendency to do that to people, man. Like the knockout on Overeem, just very memorable knockouts from Francis. And Stipe, man, he folded like a chair. It was pretty bad. So I'm gonna go Francis on this one. I think that's the only real pick. Truthfully, guys, I'm sorry, but that was the shot of the night.
Ask the question.
Honorable mention though, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
We don't need to honor like that's
the second shot though.
Someone who keeps calling him a douche. You sound like you might be up. You like him.
Listen, he won me some money, so
Zach's an in the closet O'Malley fan.
I can tell.
I'm not very good at hiding it. Did you find out what the translation means?
This is not.
Carrie said it said, "What time is the stellar lift?" That's the translation for the Spanish that was in the comments.
Oh.
Thanks,
I didn't even see him. Bruce.
Oh, okay. Ahora,
Let's do it, Bruce.
Estela.
Que hora la pela estelar?
Aprendiendo a hablar español.
Thank you, Bruce.
Carrie says that's not a mustache on Zach's lip.
That's facts.
Yeah, Aaron? Don't make me talk about Miranda some more.
Oh boy, Dr. Miranda, it's so amazing.
All right, our decaf
Compelling
performance of the night. I'm going first. I'm going.
I have so many choices.
Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon might have been Gooden. Sorry, Gooden. Yeah, I can't read my own handwriting. I actually have Gooden here, and I'm reading Gordon. Jared Gooden, dude, looked awful. I was texting Josh during this. He fought with his hands by his kneecaps. And listen, Nurmagomedov, I took Gooden, so I was a little bit biased with this one, but Nurmagomedov is a Nurmagomedov, but he's not a Khabib Nurmagomedov. You know what I mean? He's a beatable Nurmagomedov. And Gordon just looked awful. For the most part, he literally just kept touching his face. He just was constantly touching his face and then had his hands down and then touching his face more. I was so confused by his performance and what his strategy was, because it was literally put my hands down and just wear punches to my face. That's literally all he did the entire fight. And then he's not Conor McGregor. He's not these strikers that can fight with their hands to their side and throw jabs. He's not that kind of striker. So I don't know what was going on there. That to me was the worst performance of the night by far. I thought that he looked like the most incompetent fighter other than Fabio, but I'll give him a pass because he took the fight on short notice. But Gooden looked god awful. That
give the water
was
buffalo a pass.
Yeah, I feel like I got to give him a pass. But yeah, so I thought that he by far looked like the shittiest fighter on this card. That was just embarrassing.
Almeida. Oh, hello from Peru.
Oh, he's like, hello. Salud.
Hello.
Welcome.
Salud.
We're getting internationally
Like
known.
Carrie's
love you, Bruce.
translating, so I'm like, what are you talking about, Carrie? Are you in Peru now? I got it.
I just got my Babbel subscription last week.
What is Babel?
The fucking voice. I just laughed because it was funny. I don't even know the reference, but it obviously was funny by how he said it. So we don't.
It's like
I'll Google it
phonics
later.
for learning other languages.
It sounds familiar. but-
Why did you say Duolingo? Like, God, like no one knows what Babel is. Anyways, I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'm just pissing on everybody tonight, so I apologize.
You're R. Kellying on
You are.
everyone.
I was gonna say he is a dog, but you want to go to that level. There are levels.
Carrie said you're a dog, so I mean,
Yeah,
that would technically be why you're pissed on people.
playing my role.
He's exceptional. What's he not doing on camera?
He's the voice of God.
He's
Exactly. That's what it is.
very
All right. Who else wants to go for decaf? I was the only one that's gone so far.
Almeida, because I'm just disturbed.
It's not Woodley. It's not Modestas Bukaskas, even though I just wanted to get his
I feel
name
like
off because I
Bukaskas
love it.
kind of won that fight.
He
Me
did
too.
win that.
I'm not mad at it, though. I'm not mad at the decision because he was getting pressured the entire fight. I thought the prelims underwhelmed, and I didn't really expect much from the prelims. It was just kind of what it was. So my decaf was, sorry, Nico, it was Khama worthy. I thought we expected a little bit more out of Khama tonight, and Jamie Mullarkey, a guy who hasn't won in the UFC.
It's Mullarkey.
Jamie Mullarkey.
Oh my God. Are you smelling toast, Josh? Are you okay? You smell
I'm good.
Because I think like Khama, did you see when the scorecards were read or when the decision was announced and they said knockout at 46 seconds and Khama went fuck.
Exactly. It was he asked the other guy's coaches what happened.
And then they said 46 seconds. He was like fuck.
Yeah, I expected better from Khama worthy tonight. I don't think you can blame me for that.
No,
Gary says one of your cats got your tongue, Josh.
He's lurking. He's right behind.
He's lurking.
Aaron
Show yourself,
decaf.
Barry.
My decaf performance of the night. Oh my God, there's just so many.
You can go through all. How about this? We'll give you the floor. You can go through all of them.
Excellent. Okay, so let's I'll start with the two non-fighters who are my decaf, and these would be my first two. The referee's name, Jaron Villel.
Oh, you can't do that. We're a Villel guy. We're a Villel podcast.
No, too bad. Stay
No.
honest with your picks. Aaron,
No.
you're on right now. Be honest with them.
Yeah, I am 100. I will keep it 100, as the children say. Jaron Villel gave Abu Azaitar a retirement party because Abu Azaitar will never fight again. He fell in slow motion. Jaron touched his opponent, or
That shit
touched
was so
both
funny.
guys.
The
Then
mouth
he
guard.
the mouth guard was spit
Mouth
out
guard?
several times. Then he stopped the fight to put the mouth guard back in. Abu missed his mouth 3 times with the mouth guard. He's like, "Where is my face?"
You didn't know where he was,
And
dude.
he's like, "We got to go back to the same position now. Hold on." You got put your. I'm like, "What is happening here?" And then he's like, 3 seconds to go. He's like, "Oh no, I've seen enough. Stop the fight. Let me protect the fighter. Fuck it. The damage is done, bro." Jaron Villel I've never seen a fighter do the first prelim and do no other fights. They had to go to the back as the athletic commission and say, "You're not protecting the fighters. You're done." Because I've never seen a fight in Jaron Villel. Yeah, he's garbage. Next one, Coach Dean Thomas. I'm gonna have to name him just for refusing to acknowledge, I think, his own shortcomings, not being able to do it all by himself, and costing 2 of his fighters probably their UFC careers. So that's a decaf performance. He wasn't saying anything between rounds in either of the fights. Actually, the only fight that made it between rounds. So that's it. And then we'll get to the fighters that I'd like to let's see. Shane Young, terrible. Michael O'Shea, terrible. I get he won the fight, but terrible. Just he's not good. Jared Gordon, Fabio Charant, Gillian Robertson, other than the second round. There were
Damn.
a lot of decaf performances, and it was not easy
Stipe
to watch.
Miocic.
Stipe, yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. That's
That's
is.
mine. That one and Alzatar.
I think that's a really fair one, actually, above all the ones I said, because those leg kicks, the difference in the leg kicks was just like I've never seen such a difference in leg kicks. It was like he was
tapping with the leg.
He's like, hey there, like it was just like those couldn't have hurt even a little bit.
I am Francis Ngannou. You cannot hurt me.
Yeah. So all of
Spot on, Josh.
all of those are mine, and wow, you're just gonna keep highlighting. We get to save in a new comment. Yeah, I'm not trashing Gillian Robertson.
It sounds like you are.
Calling out her performance for what it is. I think Gillian herself would give herself this award tonight. So,
Okay.
Fair enough.
Not Khama though.
Yeah, Khama just didn't even go long enough for me to like even say it was a decaf performance. So
No,
Fair.
I need my man to last at least a minute to give him an award.
that was verbal.
I think that we need to add a segment like the wonky moment of the night, because I feel like there's been an odd moment like the Azatar thing every single card so far. Like there's been something super odd that happens. Like the Azatar thing still makes me laugh because
And O'Malley walking off too.
this man
Dude,
literally
Azatar
dropped
was
his mouthpiece and tried to grab it in the middle of a fight, and then looked like he was sleeping. That was the funniest thing I think I might have ever seen in the octagon, other than Justine Kish. Justine Kish shit herself in the cage. That was pretty funny. So other than that,
just to address Nico's comment here, I'm sorry. The Savage Sessions will be returning within the next 2 weeks. Savage Session 8.0 will be back. I'm not a Fairweather fan or friend. It's just that this was not the performance that I expected to see out of her. So,
are you going to tell her that you gave her the decaf performance of the night on our show? I will make sure I comment on YouTube that you did that.
I did not. I did not DM Gillian a link for the recap tonight, or Dean a link for the recap tonight. Yeah, hopefully they're not regular podcast listeners.
The link is
Coffee
in
and
my bio.
KOs is blowing up. They might end up seeing it.
Yeah, well, if so, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. But that would be a rear naked choke I wouldn't survive. I will die.
All right. There was one question here about Oscar De La Hoya wanting an MMA fighter for his comeback fight. Anthony Pettis threw his hat.
Penn.
I love it.
BJ Penn.
BJ Penn.
BJ Penn versus Oscar De La Hoya, bare knuckle brawl.
What?
Goodness
Bare
grief.
knuckle?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. It's probably just regular boxing, but
I don't know. I'd give him like Logan Paul, because the Mayweather stuff's not going to happen. So,
I don't want to hear about Logan Paul.
well,
Don't do that.
Fine. Jake Paul.
he could probably
I
be
know
Oscar.
Paul
De La
brothers. Oh my God! Here we are.
Man, you guys are so lucky to get a recap show this real. There is no like the UFC, whatever sanitized recap show they do. Do you think they were responding this way? No, absolutely not. Like this,
They don't
is
shed
the real-
tears on camera like Aaron.
Yeah.
We need to do a live weigh-in show. If I have the time, I want to do a live weigh-in show like the UFC does.
Yeah,
I think that would
fun.
be awesome.
I can do it while I'm walking dogs. I can just be like, here we go. We got the.
Hold on, I gotta clean up this pile of shit.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta pick this up. Oh, and then I fall over like Abu Azatar really slowly. I'm like,
Oh my god.
The ref literally goes like, "All right, buddy, you got to start moving." And I'm like, "I don't think he's conscious, my friend."
No, like he got like woken up by
That's fine. You should
Powerball.
probably maybe stop the fight. But he waits till 5 seconds left. That's gnarly.
Yeah,
No,
Jared
you see-
Blau.
That was I
You
don't
see it in all. You see it in all the weigh-in shows, like our RIP Joe Rogan in the chat. We'll get to that point next weigh-in show. We'll get
Yeah, I think-
clickbaited.
Yeah, clear Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. Coffee and Kale is going to be doing a show. All right, guys. Anything else for for the good of the cause.
No,
We got a
it's not
question here.
bad.
Imagine if Megan O'Leary had to give the decaf award to her husband. Oh man,
She could have
That
did
would
for
be
the last
rough.
couple fights for Joey B.
Anything, guys, for the good of the cause?
Very upset, but you guys
I'm
are
very
great.
sorry for your loss, Aaron.
I just want to apologize to anybody I offended tonight, especially any Miranda Maverick fans. She did a great
You want
job.
to issue your apology to Gillian now before
I
you ask
wanna-
her to come on the show?
Yeah, I also want to apologize to just about everybody who was part of this recap tonight. This was not my
I'm not apologizing to no one. I said what I said, Aaron. Own it.
this was not my best performance as a podcaster, but I will get better from this. And thank you everybody for understanding tonight that I was just upset at a lot of different results. Wish I could have had my 90% picks this week as opposed to last week. Like timing is not my aspect, including right now as we're trying to end the show, and I'm just rambling for some reason. So I have nothing else to add.
Get it off your chest.
Other than that, I have nothing else to add. That's
I would like to say shout out to David Evans. St.
yeah.
Louis fought this weekend. Titan FC 68 won, and then Spike Carlisle. Shout out May 7th. FAC's coming up on Fight Pass. So in Kansas City, be on the lookout for that. That's it.
All right, everyone. Well, that's going to do it for our UFC 260 recap show brought to you by the best show in the world, Coffee and KOs. And make sure you go check out sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code Coffee and KOs. Get 20% off your entire purchase. You can find us at all social media platforms at Coffee and KOs 1. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, Coffee and KOs. And our show is on all podcasting platforms for your long rides on the morning. We do our preview show on Monday. Interviews drop on Wednesday. And then we are here every Saturday after the events to recap everything. Nothing next Saturday. So we'll see you guys next time.